Okay, Pat, where are we and how long have you lived here?
Well, hi, Frank. This is our house here in the south part of Bozeman. We live close to the university. We're on South Grand Avenue, 1303 South Grand Avenue. And we bought the house in 2012, and we spent a couple of years getting it completely remodeled. So basically, we moved in here 3 years ago.
And how long have you been vegetable gardening here? Since the beginning?
We started vegetable gardening last year.
Okay.
After we had the house remodeled, we had somebody come in and we had them help us with the landscaping for the entire lot. They put the aspen trees in and so on. Obviously the blue spruce was already there, but all of these, the Nepeta for example, which are great for attracting bees, and the beds that you see here were all put in about 2 years ago. What we did, we put in these raised beds, so there's two of them. This one here is 21 feet long and the back one is 11 feet long. Together they're about 100 square feet. Okay, so what we did is we got starters from the club, of course, and Don Mathra had given me a couple of early girls, so that's what these two plants are down here on this end. Carol brought home some heirloom tomatoes from the library one day. And that's what you see here. These two plants, this one and this plant, these are heirloom plants. And, well, this one has one tomato on it. but we have, these are fantastic in the front. There's two fantastic and two celebrities in the back. And I'm really happy with the number of fruit that are coming out on these plants. They're just terrific. They're very, very prolific with the fruit that they're producing. So these beans are of course planted from seed, and the cultivar is Jade, and as you can see they came in and they're just fabulous. They're delicious. I pick them about every other day and they're tremendous. We're delighted with these. This is a great crop. We're really pleased with these guys this year.
So how long have you been picking them? A week or so? Or
Oh, close to 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are.
Well, it's the end of the first week in August, and so we've been picking them since sometime in around the end of the third week of July. Yeah. Let me start with the onions. So I got a set of starters from the club, 36 starters. I planted them. Son of a gun, they all came up. These are Walla Wallas. And one of the prices that you, Frank, are going to have to pay for doing this is you have to take at least one of these home with you. Okay?
I can live up to that part of the.
How about two?
Oh, well, maybe so. No regrets there.
So these are delicious. We're just and you met my neighbor just a few minutes ago. I just gave her 3 of them. So these are delicious, and I'm confident you'll enjoy them. I haven't really, except to test, I haven't pulled any carrots yet. I want to see if they'll get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But these are Bolero carrots, so I'm expecting them to be pretty sweet. This is broccoli. Now I happen to love broccoli, so I put 12 plants in, and I'm not that happy with the cultivars that I got this year. Wound up I had a mix of 2 cultivars. One of them tended to be leggy. You know, they threw that kind of broccoli that looks a little bit like broccolini. It tastes okay, but I would rather have heads that look like this head here. So I'm going to look into that a little bit for next year.
Did you have trouble with the green worms?
Not really. We have a little bit of the cabbage moths that have gotten some worms in. You can see some holes in the leaves, but they weren't a problem that we had. There was a bug or a pest that we had that was snails. They were getting in and they were really stripping the leaves. I say snails, I meant slugs.
Yes.
There were slugs that got in and were stripping the leaves. And I got some diatomaceous earth from Don, and I put it down, and no more slug trouble. So that worked out pretty good. Okay, so the spot you're looking at from here down to the end of the bed, we planted in spinach and in lettuce around the end of the first week of April. And so we were eating spinach and lettuce by the end of May. And the crop was excellent. We were very happy with everything. That turned out great. I planted a second crop of spinach, and that was okay, but that bolted. So I put in, amongst other things, I put in some radishes, and the radishes grow very fast. These are supposed to be 35-day radishes, but as you can see, they attract flea beetles, and the flea beetles then also got into the spinach. So I consider this to have been a mistake. However, you'll see I've got some lettuce here that's supposed to be about a 50-day lettuce. It's not affected by the flea beetles at all, and well, you can look at it, and this is after I've already thinned it twice. So
you get some lettuce to eat out of this.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, we've got a bed with a mix of different kinds of strawberries. So I have both June-bearing and ever-bearing strawberries. This part of the bed is 6 feet by about 2.5 feet. And as you can see, the strawberries, this is their second season. The strawberries are doing quite well. They're very happy in here. We got a very nice crop out of them in the first part of the year, but by the end of the first week of July, the June-bearing strawberries were all done. Well, now the ever-bearing are flowering and fruiting, so we're going to have a second crop of strawberries out of here. These 3 little plants here are raspberries that I got from Don, right? And it happened, one of them had a cane on it that produced like a half-dozen fruit. But next year we'll have raspberries too. All right, now this is my pride and joy. This is what I really, really wanted to get done this year, was to plant these sun golds, and I have Juliets also. Plant them against the house. Now you can see the house is painted gray. This is the perfect southern exposure. So we're getting lots and lots of sunlight. It's nice and warm. The walls retain the heat. And so these guys were fruiting around the end of the 3rd week of July. Oh yeah, unbelievable. I shouldn't say that early. It was in the 4th week of July. And we've been eating them. And we love them.
Oh,
so I'm going to hand you one. Give it a try.
There is nothing better than a sun gold tomato.
It's like having candy in your garden. You know, you're out here working and you just have to eat some of them. I use a drip irrigation system, and I have been irrigating every 2nd day. So I'm going to start to cut back a little bit now because I want to accelerate the ripening of these tomatoes over here. But I may stay on that every other day schedule with these sun golds. So we'll see. But it's all worked out pretty good this year. And we're getting a fair amount of production out of just 100 square feet here.